when stories come out, you have to ask yourself, you can always tell. In fact, let me say this. You know how you can tell who leaks a story? Who the story makes look good. When you hear about trade offers and you hear about multiple teams are trying to get X player, usually X player is their camp are the ones that release that information because it brings up their value. It brings up the bidding cost for them. Or when you hear, the team wants him back, but they're unwilling to. That's usually the team. That means that we're trying everything we can, but they just don't want to come back. In sports, man, there's always two sides, man. There's always the team and there's the player in his camp. A report came out saying, first and foremost, James Harden has been away from the team for like 10 days. And a report came out saying that James Harden tried to get on the plane for the road trip that, of course, Phoenix or Philly is on, and security stopped him. Security stopped him. Like, security's like, hey, fam, I don't know where you think you're going, bro, but you're not getting on this plane. So then I had to think, bro. I'm like, yo, who would leak this? Because this doesn't make anyone look good. But I kind of know who I feel. I don't know. But someone went to Shams or Chris Hayes and leaked this. I think it was James Harden's camp. James Harden has been on this path to try to get himself traded. And on that road, he has publicly criticized Daryl Morey. He obviously went absent from the team. He's been very vocal about his disdain for Daryl Morey and his uninterest in playing for the Philadelphia 76ers and his desire to be traded to the Clippers. And we also know as consumers that obviously this deal hasn't happened yet because James Harden is still technically a 76er. And we also know that James Harden has 1 year left on his deal. So unless the Clippers want to trade him and then instantly give him a contract, there's no point of any team giving up a lot for James Harden, not knowing if he's going to be there for the long term. On top of that, it's very hard to give James Harden a long-term deal because this is the third straight team that he has tried to force his way out of. It was successful two times. This will be the third. And honestly, he is gone, bro. I don't know if he's going to the Clippers, but it feels like he's gone. But the reason why I think James Harden's team leaked this is because, this looks horrible on both parts. So I was trying to think to myself, who does this look better? Who is less horrible? I know that that's not a correct way of saying it, but who looks less horrible in this situation? And it's James Harden. Reports have also come out saying James Harden was dealing with family issues or some with his mom being sick. I don't know what's true and what's not, but I do know James Harden was not with the team. And to then come back to try to play, for them to tell you, nah, fam, you good, that kind of makes James Harden look like, well, I'm trying to play. I'm trying to be the best teammate. Yeah, I may have feelings for Daryl Morey and I may have feelings about the front office, but I'm trying to be the best for this team, and they're not allowing me. Kenny Smith said something that I think was profound about this whole situation and why we are in this situation. He pretty much said that nobody has threw water on this fire. Nobody has doused this fire. Nobody on the 76ers side, nobody on James Harden's side. No one has said, you know what? We're not talking about it. You know what? We're just going to come in and be the best we can be. And you don't have to talk to management. Like, just go and play. Or management say, hey, we're not going to trade him to the end of the season, or right now we're not going to trade him. We want James Harden back for right now, and we'll deal things. Like, no one has tried to resolve this issue. James Harden going on camera saying Daryl Morey is a liar, fire. James Harden visibly seen at parties when he's supposed to be with the team, fire. The team obviously not trading him because they're not getting exactly what they want in the deal, fire. No one has put water on this fire. Listening to a bunch of people talk about this, I do feel that there is a sense of professionalism that has been lost with James Harden. I understand where he's coming from, and I understand what he wants, but there is a level of professionalism that James Harden has completely threw out of this situation. And Charles Barkley said, I don't know how he goes back to the team, or I don't know how he plays. James Harden's career is very fragile right now. I don't think he understands that. I don't think he understands that this is starting to be the first thing you think about when you think of James Harden. Not the fact that he is one of the greatest offensive players we've ever seen. Not the fact of the beard. Not the fact of, he was on the NBA 75. No, this is the thing that we think about when we think of James Harden. How this is the third team in a row that he has tried to force his way out of. He's not a good teammate, from what it seems like. Because we watched the Philadelphia 76ers play the Bucks the other night. You don't think James Harden would have helped that? You had Kelly Oubre almost dropping 30. You don't think that James Harden could have helped? You have a reigning MVP on your team, and James Harden said, "Yeah, I'm good on that, bro." Let me go to the team that has a former MVP in Russell Westbrook, but has two players that have been notorious in not finishing seasons due to injury. This is such a messy situation. And one of the biggest reasons why I say it's so fragile, because James Harden is not the James Harden of old at all. And I don't think he hasn't been that for a while. And maybe the James Harden of old could demand a trade like this and get it done instantly, but this is the James Harden that has done this 3 times now. This is the James Harden that, while yes, you did lead the league in assists, I think you averaged like 21 points. This is the James Harden that has only been to the NBA Finals once, and that was alongside Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook as a 6th man. And this is the same James Harden that has multiple flameouts in the playoffs, including giving up on his team and pretty much quitting games 6 and 7 of last year's finals, or last year's playoffs against the Celtics, after being up 3-2. I don't know how this is going to end for James Harden or the Sixers, but I do know that this has been a mess, and a mess that should have been handled a while ago. Oh man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.